May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him shifa. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him speedy recovery. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him comfort. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heal him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him expedient recovery. A few days ago, I was asked about the issue of organ donation, which is a very common issue, at least in America, where they encourage you everywhere. When you go to DMV, when you go to register to vote, or other government agencies, they all encourage you to become an organ donor, which means in case you die in an accident or something happens to you, or you die a natural death, so your organs could be removed from your body and they could be used perhaps in someone else who may be in need. So the Islamic stance on the issue of organ donation is that under normal circumstances and in general, it is prohibited. And the reason why organ donation, and when we say organ donation, it means the organs in your body which cannot be reproduced, like your heart or your kidneys or your eyes or other organs in your body which cannot be reproduced. And especially those organs which are vital to your own good health, which are not going to negatively, which are required for your own healthy life. And as for those organs which are essential for your good health, but you may be able to survive with one as well, like kidney, for example. You have 2 kidneys, but you could live a healthy life on 1 kidney as well. Still, the ruling is the same, that any organ donation, any type of organ donation under normal circumstances and in general is prohibited. And there is a simple reason for that. The simple reason why it is prohibited is not because Islam doesn't care about other lives, or Islam doesn't want people to save lives or help others. Of course, Islam does all of that. Islam cares so much about saving lives and about caring for others, helping others, and all of that. But the principle that is in effect here in this case is the issue that your body is not your ownership. You do not own your body. I do not own my body. And everything in our body is not our ownership. My hands are not my ownership. My eyes are not my ownership. My tongue is not my ownership. My nose, my heart, my organs, my kidneys, all of that are given to us for use by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we are borrowers. We simply have borrowed these organs from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has given them to us so we can use them for as long as we are alive. And when we go back, we have to return it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the general understanding principle that goes behind in prohibiting organ donation. So in general, it's not allowed, but under certain circumstances, specific conditions, and specific scenarios where one person's life is in jeopardy, and the only way it could be saved is by having a donation from another person who so if someone has already died or has already donated organs and the organs are available, there's a different set of rules that apply to that. But if someone is alive and the organs are still in the body of that person, and on the other side there's a person who is extremely in need, and without the transplantation the person would die, and having a donation from the other person is not going to negatively impact the other person's life, under those circumstances limited exemptions could be acquired from the scholars. By consulting the scholars, they may make limited exemptions under such extreme circumstances. And those parts of your body which reproduce on its own, like your blood which reproduces on its own, or your nails or your hair, those are the kind of, or for a woman, her breast milk, these are the things that can be donated. There's no harm in donating blood at all, unless you are going to be negatively impacted by blood donation, that you are going to harm yourself. Then of course you will not be allowed to do that. But in general, these kind of parts of your body which reproduce on their own can be donated as well. But what do you do? Like for example, the nails, if someone donates, or the hair that someone donates, what can you do with it? So you can't really use human hair on another person, or the human nails on another person. And that is because the human honor has to be preserved, human dignity has to be preserved. So if human body parts are being used as commodity, then it becomes a trade. And Islam wants to put a stop on that. Islam does not allow the trade in human organs or human parts, or even selling breast milk or selling blood. Those things are not allowed. But donating these things to people who are in need are allowed.